exactly. So
Exactly.
you have a video project, the Project 365.
hmm
Tell me about that and how that came about and what your
Uh,
plans are for it.
I've been trying to do Project 365 for the past 3 years, and it's the concept behind Project 365 is take a picture a day for 365 days or a full year. This year, I should be calling it Project 366, I guess, but I didn't. So anyway, my biggest challenge with that is not taking the pictures because, as you know, I take pictures all the time, and it has been getting them off my computer,
Yeah.
either onto my blog or onto Flickr, or someplace to share, And so in the past I've been doing, trying to upload them to Flickr, trying to upload them to my blog, and I actually have a separate blog that I had created and designed just for this project last year. And I got through April, and I got a week behind, and I'm the type of person that if I get behind and if I can't do it perfectly the way I want it done, then I just give up and don't do it. So this year I've decided to skip Flickr. I started doing Flickr, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'm going to do 1 week updates on my Dine and Dish, even though it's not food, and just share my week of photos there. And so when my family logs onto Dine and Dish, they can see it. When my friends, whoever wants to see it, can go on there. And then it's in one central place for history, So, and my goal is to print off a book at the end of this year of my Project 365 pictures. So,
Oh, that's so cool. Are you thinking of maybe doing like a community, I don't know, of like other bloggers or other people that want to join in on the project?
I did not create Project 365. There's groups on Flickr all over the place where there's even food blogger Project 365s.
Right.
And Instagram has started. There's some photo a day kind of things going on.
Right.
So no, I am really bad at. I have great ideas, but then following through on those ideas. So I'm just going to keep it simple this year and see if I can do it and get it done.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Move through. So your recipes are always inspirational for, the family, the home cook, and that kind of thing. Where, for bloggers and for cooks everywhere, home cooks,
Yeah.
where do you find your inspiration? Where do you get your thoughts and, oh, that looks good? Is it seasonal? Is it other bloggers? Is it magazines, TV shows?
Yeah.
Where?
It's a lot of everything, to be honest with you. I get my inspiration obviously from other bloggers, mostly from photography. I love I have no desire to ever be a professional photographer ever, but you would think with my obsession with like looking at Flickr and looking at Instagram that I do. Just because I get so inspired by the visual, and so if I see something that's pretty in a magazine, or if it catches my eye, it's going into my folder to try, definitely. Food bloggers have, I think, a difficult time sometimes with cooking because we want to do things that are going to be blog worthy, and we forget about the old classics that our family loves.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to remember that it doesn't have to go on the blog to feed my family, and I get inspired by my 10-year-old saying, "Will you please make chicken and noodles tonight?" Or "Are you making my favorite chicken legs?" That kind of thing. So yeah.
How do you, so when you are food blogging and you are creating a recipe, how are you doing it during the day? Are you one of the bloggers that, okay, don't eat it until I take a photo of it. No, you can't eat yet.
I believe that my family needs to eat hot food, so I will not make a dinner dish during the day and then reheat it for them later. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of me cooking because I cook for my family and my blog comes second. So there are times where I cook something really great and it doesn't show up on the blog. And that's fine. Ideally, if I can snap a couple pictures beforehand, before serving them, that's fine. It doesn't take me a long time to shoot. I usually just set it up and maybe take 5 to 10 pictures if I'm lucky, and just go from there. But I have really great light in my kitchen, so
You can
It's
do it
good that
pretty
way.
much anytime. So when you do
Yeah.
shoot, do you mostly do, what camera do you use? Tell us a little bit about that. Your camera you use, do you use a tripod? Do you use, what are your photo editing software? And how do you catalog all of your images? How do you keep track of them?
Uh, okay, my camera is a Nikon D300,
Okay.
and I have to look at my lens every time because I always forget what it's called. But my camera is always with me, always right by me. 2470, is that right?
Uh-huh.
2470 is my lens.
And so that's
2470 2.8.
a
I
2.8.
splurged and bought that last year. It was more than my camera cost, but um, that lens is, I just love everything about it. I can my kids, I mean, it's heavy, but I can travel with it and get, scenic shots. I can do food shots. My other go-to lens is my 50 millimeter I have the 1.4 and 1.8. I toggle back between those, but for the 1.8, $100 lens, $150, I think it's a phenomenal lens that works great for food photography. I edit in Photoshop. I've tried to do Lightroom, and I know everybody loves Lightroom, and I have Lightroom. I feel like I finally kind of know Photoshop, and learning something new is more than I can handle right now, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't shoot with a tripod. I wish I could, because I think that's my biggest challenge, is having my pictures be crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a tripod would help with that, but I just can't get the tripod down yet.
Yeah.
I feel like it restricts me too much.
Yeah.
And this last year, I'm not an advertisement, but it's going to sound like it. Totally Rad Actions, they're Photoshop Actions, just created this thing called Totally Rad Lab.
Oh.
And it is, it's $100 per plugin for Photoshop.
Uh-huh.
And it has so you have your picture, and it's almost like Instagram for Photoshop, like it has these filters. And you just click on the filters, and you can see right there what it does to your photograph.
Right.
And it has, like 50 to 75 different things that you can use in it. You can brighten, sharpen, you can adjust. And I call it Photoshop for Dummies because it's just super simple, and I really love the way it looks.
Oh,
So.
That's a great tip. I'll totally be writing that down. That's one
Yeah,
of my favorite
it's a
things
good
to
one.
find out. How do you how do you keep track of your images then? Do you keep folders on your computer, and do you name them by date? Do you name them by recipe? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not the person to ask for that. I use iPhoto, and when you upload photos to iPhoto, which is the Mac program, it separates them into events. And so I titled the event like, Day at the Zoo,
Uh-huh.
February 14th, or broccoli cheese soup or whatever. And that's how I do that. But then when I edit them, if I'm editing for something specific like my blog,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have I just put it on my desktop until I use it, and then file it away in a folder that says Keepers. If it's for one of the magazines I write for and photograph for, I title it with the magazine, and I have a special folder that I drop it into with the issues.
Gotcha.
About my date. But it's a challenge because I do take a lot of pictures, and
keeping track.
And I'm going to put a little plug in for backing up your photos, because in January I lost all last year's pictures.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I went to update my iPhone, and there was something weird that happened, and it erased my iPhoto library. Luckily, I'd started backing up, but I hadn't got all the way through, so I lost a ton of pictures.
So what do you use now for your backup?
I use Carbonite,
Okay.
which is it's online, and it just seamlessly in the background. I think it backs up your computer several times a day, and it's a yearly subscription. I think it's like $50 or something, which was well worth it to me. I would pay 10 times that to have my pictures back from last year. So
that is hard. Did you lose your children's pictures and everything?
Oh yes, I lost everything, and that's when I decided I was going to start blogging more than just food, because I had every food picture on my blog, that I'd ever taken. Or that I'd ever blogged about, I guess. But I didn't have, I lost first day of school, I lost birthdays, I lost vacations, so it was really sad, but I learned a lesson from it, definitely.
Well, that's a good tip for every blogger and anyone.
Yeah, thank you.
So, where are we going to see more of you this year? Do you have any upcoming events, any food blogging conferences you're going to, anything special we should look for you?
You know, I've been kind of laying low this past year. I've had it was kind of a crazy year for me last year, and so I've kind of reevaluated a lot of things, and I feel like I feel kind of disconnected this year. I don't know because I haven't made those plans yet. You know, usually I know what conferences I want to go to, and I haven't. I don't know yet. I know I'm going to be at Evo, I think.
Good, good. I'll be there too.
Are you going to be there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I love that conference. I've gone the last 2 years, and it's
Yeah.
a really, really, really great conference. And I'm working as a brand ambassador for Zatarain's and Hallmark and Bush's Beans and Keurig, Green Mountain Coffee. And so they usually have fun trips, you know, for us and things like that, which I've really discovered that I love working with really solid brands. It's a neat way to kind of put that professional hat back on some and to, you know, get it inside the companies that you love and you know, tell the world about them, I guess. So.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do. I love Dine and Dish. I think that you have so much to offer, and it's been so much fun just sharing my Saturday morning with you.
Yes, it has been great. And I feel the same way about you. I love the work you're doing and things. So
thanks so much. Well, everyone, make sure that you check out dineanddish.net and Kristen and her family, and make sure to follow her on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It's Dine and Dish. I'm Dine and Dish everywhere. So
Dine and Dish mega everywhere. So
yes, everywhere.
So keep a lookout for Kristen. Again, thanks for joining us with this video chat. And this is Heidi with Foodie Crush Magazine or foodiecrush.com. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Thanks, Kristen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.